Céad Míle Fáilte. Welcome to the Treasured Tales of Ireland, a place where you can come and listen to the many myths, legends, folk tales, and fairy tales of the Emerald Isle, helping to keep the stories of the past alive. My name is MyLinda Butterworth, and I will be your teller of tales. I hope you'll join me each week for new stories, and if you like my work, please comment, subscribe, so you don't miss an episode. Additionally, be sure to explore my other story collections for more tales. Before we begin, please note that if you're using the closed caption feature of this video, that many Irish names may not sound the way they are pronounced. But we've tried every effort to pronounce them correctly. Now, let's get started. Today, we continue with the Book of the Fianna, Huntings and Enchantments, with the story of cat heads and dog heads, part 5 of 14, episode 43. 9 of the Fianna set out at one time looking for a pup they wanted, and they searched through many places before they found it. All through MyLinda they searched, and through the Valley of Swords, and through the storm of Cumhaill, and it is pleasant. The plain of the life looked after it, but not a pup could they find. Then they went searching through Ruadhleath of the generous men, and Great Tower, and Dún Dolrain, and Caoilte, men and dogs searching the whole of Ireland, but not a pup could they find. And while they were going from place to place, and their people with them, they saw the 3 armies of the sons of the King of Ruadhleath coming towards them. Cat-headed one army was, and the one alongside it was dog-headed, and the men of the 3rd army were white-backed. And when the Fianna saw them coming, Finn held up his shining spear, and light-hearted Caoilte gave out a great shout that was heard in Alvin, and in MyLinda, and Tower, and Dún Ruadhleath, and that shout was answered by Gull, son of Morna, and by Fodlan, Finn's son that was with him, and by the stutterers from Verwyn, and by the 2 sons of Moybrack, and by Ildan of the sharp edge, and by Caoilte of the sharp sword, that never gave his ear to talebearers. It is pleasant, the sound was then, of the spears, and of the armies, and of the silken banners that were raised up in the gusty wind in the morning. And as to the banners, Finn's banner, the Jolliv Grainio, the sun shape, had the likeness of the sun on it, and Caoilte's banner was Fulang Dolraí, that was the first and last to move in a battle. And Fwelon's banner was of the Cumhaill, the candle of battle. And Oisin's banner was the Don Niva, the dark deadly one. And Caoilte's was the Love Jerig, the red hand. And Uscar's was the Squab Gohi, that of a broom of rowan branches on it. And the only thing asked when the fight was at the hottest was where the broom was. And Mary Demood's banner was the Lia Lunyak, the shining grey. And the Creve Quila, the bloody branch, was the banner of Louis' son. And as to Conan, it is a briar he had on his banner, because it was always for quarrels and for trouble. And it used to be said of him he never saw a man frown without striking him, or a door left open without going in through it. And when the Fianna had raised their banners, they attacked the 3 armies. And first of all they killed the whole of the cat heads, and then they took the dog heads in hand, and made an end of them, and the white backs along with them. And after all that they went to a little hill to the south, having a double dune on it, and it is there they found a hound they were able to get a pup from. And by that time they had searched through the whole of Ireland, and they did not find in the whole of 100 men that could match their 9. and as well as their banners, some of the Fianna had swords that had names to them. Mochalin, son of the waves, that belonged to Finn, and Carid nan Galhon, the smith of the branches, that was Oisin's, and Caoilte's Cruachashgara, the hard-destroying one, and Diarmuid's Liam Ador, the burnisher, and Usgar's Cosgarach War, the great triumphant one. And it is the way they got those swords. There came one time to where Finn and Caoilte and some others of the Fianna were, a young man, very big and ugly, having but 1 foot and 1 eye, and a cloak of black skins he had over his shoulders, and in his hand a blunt plowshare that was turning to red. And he told them he was Lon, son of Leovon, one of the 3 smiths of the King of Ruadhleath. And whether he thought to go away from the Fianna or to bring them to his smithy, he started running, and they followed after him all through Ireland to Slievenary, and to Lumna, and to Audluin, and to the right side of Cruachan of Connaught, and to Asrua, and to Bain Ator, and so to the sea. And wherever it was they found the smithy, they went into it, and there they found 4 smiths working, and every one of them having 7 hands. And Finn and Caoilte and the rest stopped there, watching them till the swords were made, and they brought them away with them, and it is good use they made of them afterwards. And besides his sword, Mochalin, Finn had a shield that was called Scia Galvin, the storm shield, and when it called out, it could be heard all through Ireland. And whether or not it was the storm shield, Finn had a wonderful shield that he did great deeds with, and the story of it is this. At the time of the great battle of Moytora, Lugh, after he had struck the head off of Baelor, the evil eye, hung it in the fork of a hazel tree. And the tree split, and the leaves fell from it with the dint of the poison that dropped from the head. And through the length of 50 years, that tree was a dwelling place of crows and of ravens. And at the end of that time, Manannán, son of Lear, was passing by, and he took notice of the tree, that it was split and withered. And he bade his men to dig it up. And when they began to dig, a mist of poison rose up from the roots, and 9 of the men got their death from it, and another 9 after them, and the third 9 were blinded. And Lutanier, the carpenter, made a shield of the wood of that hazel for Manannán, and after a while Manannán gave it, and a set of chessmen along with it, to Teague, son of Nuada, and from him it went to his grandson Finn, son of Morna, and of Cumhaill. And here is where I end my tale for today, but I'll be back with more tales, many more tales. Until then, my friends, enjoy the journey. Slán go fóill. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a thumbs up and comment. It truly helps us.